Hello, everybody. Welcome to This Is My Offer. I'm Carin Forman, Global Partner Lead at AWS for Media and Entertainment, Games and Sports. Today, I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by Krakowski, Chief Business Development Officer at Deepdub.
Thanks, Karen. Excited to be here. Thank you for having me, and excited to talk about what we do in Deepdub and how we transform localization with the Gen AI solutions that we have.
So, start out by telling us more about Deepdub.
So Deepdub is a voice AI company at our core. We developed Gen AI technologies that allow us to enhance post-production in the media and entertainment industry. Um, what's unique about the company is that our team includes not only people from the technology industry, but also professionals from the creative industry. And in fact, we see ourselves at the intersection of creativity and technology, where we basically bring a vision of making voice scalable, creative solution, creating infrastructure for the content localization industry.
That's exciting. And we at AWS see a lot of momentum in this space. People who want to look at new workloads, how to monetize new areas geographically, and content they normally couldn't get into certain regions or areas due to localization limitations. You've already localized a lot of content for some of our joint customers. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We've dubbed thousands of hours of content already, from all the way from theatrical to YouTube content, all sorts of content. And the key here is that the ability to localize content is, or the Gen AI capabilities basically bring that capability of localizing content to everyone. Whereas in the past it was very cost prohibiting. Right now we make it accessible. Pretty much democratizing the capability to localize content to whether you're a big studio or an indie film creator, you have the ability to access audiences that are beyond the original language in which you created your content.
Absolutely. And with the advancement of synthetic voice and some of the technology and Gen AI solutioning, we do see quite a clip of things moving at a very fast pace now in this space. But with that fast pace of innovation, there's also always challenges that come. What are some of the biggest challenges content owners are facing in localization?
In localization, there is this triangle of cost versus quality versus scalability or time, turnaround time. Um, and what we see is that Gen AI really brings a new or creates a new paradigm when it comes to the triangle of these three different challenges, and it gives more flexibility and creating more opportunities to content owners to engage with their audience. In the past, cost was a big issue, but also turnaround time or scalability, the ability to basically go full in depth with your backlog catalog and try to immediately take it into a new region, a new target audience. We're making it more accessible, and that creates new opportunities. And all of that is without compromising the quality, still keeping a solution that is addressing the required quality and while adhering to cost advantages or cost requirements and timescales.
Yeah, we see some of the feedback we've been getting from our customers as well as going into your back catalogs and the amount of content they would need to move to relocalize in new languages. You mentioned something about scalability, but you also talk a little bit about how Deepdub is solving these challenges. Can you share some of the metrics that you're seeing and some of the outcomes you're seeing from some of your customers in moving to the cloud and localizing their content via some of these new tool sets?
Yeah, the advantages that the Gen AI technologies bring are pretty substantial. In the end, when we try to address a solution, we're trying to think of the places where we bring the most benefit to our customers. If I'm changing a 5 turnaround time into 4 days, sorry, 5 day turnaround time to a 4 day turnaround time, that's not substantial enough to basically trigger a change into a new workflow. But if we're able to cut costs by 70% or make the work available within 4x, 5x, sometimes even more than that, then the benefits are very significant, and it's something that it becomes, a solution that that broadcasters, content owners, they just simply cannot ignore. Now, it may not be the solution for every type of content, but there's just so much content out there where that applies, and we constantly have those type of discussions on a daily basis, where and those are just increasing, to be honest, where we have content owners saying, yes, I have this content that I budget is not an issue, but then I have this huge backlog catalog that I don't have, I can't make anything out of it. It's stuck in the basement. And if I'm able to basically put it back online in some way or fashion, and increase my audience, then I can generate money.
It's interesting. Since we started working together, which has been about 18 months plus, I've seen your company grow quite a bit, and I've seen you go from a managed service offering and having your Deepdub GO product to really responding to your customers. And one of your customers has come forward with, we're looking for live, and live is becoming more important both in the sports realm and in the media and entertainment space. Can you take us through the Deepdub product offerings and some of those product lineups?
Yeah, we designed our products, solutions. We designed everything from the ground up with media and entertainment in mind. So when we started with a simple, with the LLM, with the emotive text to speech, basically the technology that allows us to generate voices or dialogues from text. But on top of that, or with that, we created additional technologies that allow us to basically create the workflow. So that includes the voice conversion that allows us to do lip sync. Dubbing includes the speech to text to transcribe content, includes the audio separation, because not all assets, especially when you go to low tier, not all content have a full asset manifest, and including accent control and actually more technologies in the process that on top of them, when you combine them together, we created those new workflows. We call them the hybrid, the ETTS. Those are two separate workflows, but they both come together in a way to create the different solutions that we offer. So just going quickly through the different solutions are the managed services, the platform, the Deepdub GO platform, the APIs with the voice playground, and the live. And if we keep diving into those solutions, I think that's going to be fascinating to learn a little bit more about the platform, or start with the platform. The Deepdub GO platform is probably the most comprehensive AI voice toolkit out there. Just like you cannot imagine a graphics designer not using Photoshop, the Deepdub GO platform is the Photoshop of AI voice design. It gives you the ability to manipulate voices, create dialogues, translate, collaborate, separate, transcribe, everything in one very comprehensive, geared to a professional one platform. We actually have a very nice video that showcases these capabilities. So how about we watch the video?
Hi everyone, my name is Maya, and we are going to localize content using Deepdub GO.
Supongo que no somos invitados.
Sois bienvenidos. Eres el invitado de honor.
No estoy seguro de poder hacerlo.
Now, let's create the English version.
My stupid brother locked me out of the house. Johnny, come on, man, open the door!
Now, I have the power to choose how involved I want to be in the process. I can create glossaries for my content and ensure correct pronunciations.
I'm not sure I can make it. I have a lot of offers.
I can change the text and improve lip sync.
I'm not sure I can make it. I might have plans, dude.
Plus, Deepdub GO's AI chatbot can also assist with rephrasing text or answering questions about the story and its context.
I can give my characters any accent.
I'm not sure I can make it. I might have plans, dude.
I can also select a brand new broadcast-ready voice for this character from Deepdub GO's licensed voice bank. All the changes I've made will automatically carry over to this new voice.
I'm not sure I can make it. I might have plans, dude.
And even, being the control freak that I am, give the system the exact performance I'm looking for.
Why can't she just go?
Why can't she just go?
Yep, it's that easy.
Wow, Oz, that's an incredible video. It's really interesting. It really gives you a live performance of what you're looking for and what you're trying to achieve. So thank you for sharing that. You also shared not only with the Deepdub GO platform, but you have your API and you have Deepdub Live. Can you speak a little bit to the live platform and what you're seeing with your customers there?
Sure. So if we jump to the live is basically a combination of all of the technologies coming together into a single streamlined solution that basically takes a live stream, and the live stream could be a sports event, news, conference. It could be a CEO speaking to corporate employees around the world. It could be there's a lot of different use cases where it can apply. And what's unique about it is that it's entirely automatic. It takes the stream, transcribes, translates, generates. We know how to stack and synchronize all of it together at the end of the stream, and basically send a stream back to our customers that includes the dubbed content with a very low latency. The beauty of it is that it works. It keeps the original performance. It can work with multiple speakers and keep the nuances of their voices. It's a very exciting product. We launched it this past year. We have a video that describes that as well. So how about we see the video about Deepdub Live?
Roll the tape.
Announcing Deepdub's live dubbing. With Deepdub's live dubbing, what I'm que estoy diciendo ahora mismo se está doblando en vivo al español. Es genial. You can dub any live event. Sports, news broadcasts, gaming, and even your mom's dinner live stream in real time, preserving tone, pitch, and excitement. With fully emotive voices, available in 100 languages and dialects, so your mom can really go global. And if you can't use the original voice, just pick one from our licensed broadcast-ready voice bank. Live dubbing that's actually live. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Deepdub.
Live is becoming another area very popular for AWS. We're seeing a lot more concerts, events, newscasts, sporting events. So I'm looking to continue to work with you and partner with you on that on your live solution. Thank you very much again for showing us that really compelling video. So now talk to us about another offering that you have. Tell us about Deepdub Audio API.
Sure. We've seen the Deepdub GO platform, how it basically enables professionals to access different Gen AI capabilities. The APIs are a simplification of all of it. You still have the ability to do the voice design, but now with a focus on, I just need to create those dialogues, and I want to do this in a more programmatic way. Now, one of the things that we've done that I think is very cool is we created this voice playground. The voice playground gives you the ability, like a no-code, we call it no-code ability, to focus on the creative side of creating the voice. You can still do the exact same things you do at the Deepdub GO. You would be able to, choose the voice, choose the performance, apply accents, change the tempo, the expressivity, change different aspects of the voice. And once you're done, you, in a click of a button, copy a snippet of the code and paste it in your project. So the audio API with the voice playground, it gives you a no-code access to directly into the LLM to grab those voice dialogues and plug them into your solution. We have a nice video about that as well. Let's roll the tape.
Welcome to Deepdub's Voice Playground, your no-code launchpad to world-class voice design. Choose from a library of professional-grade voice presets,
like news anchors,
IVR agents,
or cinematic narrators,
all crafted to captivate your audience. customized voices with advanced controls. Adjust accents, pacing, and emotional tone. Preview sample dialogue instantly to hear the magic unfold.
Take a deep, soothing breath and allow yourself to relax.
Once you've nailed the sound, grab your auto-generated code snippet and drop it directly into your project. No documentation diving needed. Design, test, and deploy custom voices at lightning speed. Deepdub's Voice Playground. Voice AI made effortless.
Another great and compelling video. So thank you for sharing that, Oz. So taking us through all of these tools that you have, you know, they all must embody a discipline of security and compliance. And that's a very important process for AWS as well. Can you speak to the focus that you all are putting on the ethics, the compliance, and the security around localization in the cloud?
Absolutely. A lot of what makes us unique in this industry is the fact that we designed the entire solution from the ground up to address all of the needs of enterprises in the media and entertainment. And when we did that, we took care of multiple issues around security, around privacy, and around the legality, the ethics of how we do the business. Specifically, you know, on the security side, we were the first TPN AI company to certify for the Gold Shield certification. To those who don't know, TPN is the gold standard for security in the media and entertainment, but we're also SOC 2 certified, which is much more common in the world of software. We are GDPR certified or compliant with, for privacy related issues. And again, we designed everything from the ground up to make sure that we check all the boxes for our partners and customers in the media and entertainment industry.
That's exciting. And as we say at AWS, we always work backwards from our customers. We always try to listen to our customers, the innovation that they want to do, and we work to support them. And we also like to always showcase really great case studies. You have some great customer stories. Can you take us through a recent customer example and that showcases some of the impact of using localization in the cloud?
Absolutely. One of the most exciting stories we have is with the Anane Studio, which is one of Paramount Studios. They were basically looking for a cost-effective way to localize trailers and marketing materials, and sometimes those are even before they finished, shooting a series. And this is where we come in, because traditionally, in order to do that, you have to engage with dubbing studios, and it's very, very difficult to do this when you didn't even you don't have assets. Your concepts are not finished. You're just trying to it's ideas. Sometimes it's just ideas. And this is where the Deepdub GO platform comes into play, because with the platform, it gives them the ability and the freedom to engage with their own content, with their own ideas, on their own time, and create those trailers, and go back and fine tune and change whatever they want while they're creating the show. It gives them the ability to basically enable the sales even before the series is done. So think about a case where we're shooting a show and we're trying to sell it in a different region, and we can already tap the market and figure out if it's working in this market or in that market, regardless of what we do after the show is done. It gives us the studio the ability to do this much ahead of time, compared to how it would have been done previously, which you have to wait for everything to be done, and then it would be take much more time and cost much more.
Correct. And it's always about, as we say at AWS, fitting the right solution to the right workflow. So we've heard about Deepdub GO, your API tool, your Deepdub Live. And then let's talk about something that I'm very passionate about. It's about bringing accessibility to a more global audience. And some of the things that we're seeing now is the ability with Gen AI and the advent of tools like Deepdub to bring in things like descriptive audio and sign language. Can you speak to what Deepdub is doing in the accessibility space?
Yeah, the accessibility space is very exciting, and it brings new types of challenges that surprisingly fall within similar brackets that we've discussed so far. One of the key challenges there is that it's an industry-wide challenge. It has nothing to do with Gen AI or with Deepdub, but the challenge is that accessibility becomes much more, more and more, I would say, more and more a standard and a requirement, specifically in the EU, starting this year, starting in June, which is now. It becomes a mandatory for new content. And now we have a lot of customers that create and distribute a lot of content in the EU countries, and that creates a big challenge for them to basically, now they need to create audio descriptions, which is one of the key accessibility features. They need to create audio descriptions for all of their content. Now, just to make sure everyone is, we're all aligned on what audio descriptions are. Audio descriptions are a narrated or kind of a narrated audio dialogue that goes in between the dialogues of the characters in the show. And that dialogue, that narrated dialogue, describes what's happening in the scene. So people with that are sight impaired or with sight disabilities, they have this audio that describes what's happening beyond the dialogues. There are very specific requirements for this type of solutions in terms of the voice, in terms of the expressivity of it, in terms of where it is. Like, for example, it cannot overlap the existing dialogues. And what we know to do in Deepdub, we know how to basically take a script of audio description, for example, and voice it. We know how to voice it adhering to those specific requirements, and we know how to do it in multiple languages. And we also know how to do it at scale and with the right cost. So that becomes an immediate solution that enables customers to resolve a large scale problem that they have, specifically adhering to this type of regulation that's coming up. One of the exciting things that can happen here, that will happen here in the future in this area, is not only the ability to tie in Gen AI in the creation of the voice, but also tie in Gen AI in the creation of the script. So even one step backwards, and we have multiple ways of doing that. And one of them is taking video to text solutions and creating the script. And by doing that, we're aiming at creating a scalable, robust solution that can take a lot of content and basically create the voice or the audio descriptions at scale to our customers that have humongous, catalogs of tens of thousands of hours of content that would basically become blocked in a few years because of the lack of audio descriptions.
Thank you for sharing that very inclusive description. I think that's very helpful. And for our viewers, I think one of the other things that I just want to double click into, that what Oz said was, it's not only an audio description about what's happening in the scene, so those who are visually impaired can see it, but it's also it's a description in another voice, and and then it matches the language, so you really get a cue of what's happening in the video. So Oz, thank you very much for sharing that. So let's as we sort of come to the conclusion of a fabulous discussion, where can viewers learn more about Deepdub, take action, look at the product in more detail?
It's extremely simple. You go to deepdub.ai. You can sign up for free today and start playing with the platform, with the APIs immediately. If you have any questions, feel free to reach us at hello@deepdub.ai. You can always, you're welcome to follow our LinkedIn page, and you're always welcome to reach out to me in person on my LinkedIn as well, and happy to engage, have a discussion, follow up with any questions you may have, and see how we can work together.
Oz, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of This Is My Offer. We look forward to more growth and opportunity with Deepdub as a company and supporting our joint customers. Thank you very much for joining us at AWS.
Thank you for having me, Carin. It's been a pleasure.